Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for all the likes I got on my last live video. Um, yeah, and it was a weird game week because, as you all know, I'm a Man United fan, and I thank God, honestly speaking, that our game was on Sunday because as a Man United fan, yes, we did lose. But then, if our game is on like a Friday evening or like a Saturday evening and we lose, it just takes the whole cycle of watching football away from me. Anyway, there's a lot to unpack. Manchester City, Omar Mamouche, not Omar Mamouche decided no to being a 007 agent like Kai Havertz and Jadon Sancho. You know, he was on 004. So I think yesterday, if he didn't score, he will be on 005. And two more games will be a 007 agent like Jadon Sancho and Kai Havertz. But he refused the 007 curse, announced himself with a hat trick. Oh, like what a player! Genuinely, what a player. I think he's a good signing because even when he was at Eintracht Frankfurt, he was still a good signing. But hat trick, um, first debut goal ended up being three debut goals for him, and Man City cruising past Newcastle 4-0, and they just caught them quick. It's like Man City came into this game plan in that, okay, let's just score early, capitalize on their mistakes early before they get a chance to set up, because once Newcastle is set up, it's very hard to break them down. So I think Pep just said, let's get them before they are able to settle, just bombard the same way Alex Ferguson used to do back in his day. Because if the game is at Old Trafford, he will get the players, get the fullbacks bombing on, get crosses into the box, just get the crowd amped up, and the once the crowd is behind you, they are like a 12th man, and that is what Man City did. Got their fans behind them, created chances after chances after chances, scored four goals, four beautiful goals. And yeah, kudos to them. They are now in the top four, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I think the top four, with Chelsea being beaten and Bournemouth winning over the weekend. So Chelsea are at sixth with 13 goal difference, and Bournemouth are ahead of them with 15 goal difference, but same amount of points. City are above them with 1 point, 3 points off Nottingham Forest, but 9 points off Arsenal. Arsenal reducing the deficit to 7 points off Liverpool, and as I all tell you, as my predictions are, I think Arsenal have what it takes to win the league. Yes, they've had a couple of setbacks with injuries, but then Merino stepped up during Newcastle and scored those two goals that were enough to hand them the 3 points. And yeah, they are ridden with injuries, but I feel like Liverpool, there's a slip up coming for Liverpool. I think there's a Gerrard slip up coming in for Liverpool, and I thought it would be the Plymouth result, but maybe it's just a rivalry thing. But I feel like for Liverpool, there is a slip up coming, and if there isn't, well and good. They are 7 points clear of the top, and what a brilliant team, by the way. And people really undermine. People say oh, and Slot came into a team that Klopp had built, and it was a good team already. But then remember, David Moyes came into Man United, coaching a team that was from winning the Premier League, and he couldn't do it. So it's a hard job doing it, especially when you're new in the league. And I just commend the job that he's doing, and also the way he speaks to the press and everything. He's a composed man, and I just admire what Arne Slot is doing at Liverpool. And I commend them. If they win the title, they are so well deserving of it. Yeah, Nottingham Forest losing to Fulham. a result I did not see coming. Another setback for me in the Fantasy Premier League. I thought I put James Wood in the starting lineup, but then he was still on the bench. So I had Isaac and João Pedro as my strikers. Both of them, Isaac gave me 4 points because I captained him, and João Pedro only gave me, how many points did João Pedro give me? So little though, because he didn't score or assist in the 3-0 win against Chelsea. But Aston Villa drawing with a 10-man Ipswich side, and call me crazy, but I think Ipswich deserve to stay up in the Premier League because the way they play, beautiful football, attacking football, they have the players. Liam Delap is shining. I think Ipswich deserve to stay up. Ipswich and Leicester, I think the way they fight, they do deserve to stay up. And in the relegation battle, we have Wolves on 19 points at 17. West Ham are on 27, so like there's no catching West Ham. So I think it's a battle between Wolves, Ipswich, and Leicester because Southampton. I feel like Southampton are already gone. 9 points, really. I like they are gone. There's no redemption for Southampton, honestly. But then Wolves are only 2 points off Leicester and Ipswich. And I feel like Wolves will fall off because Ipswich is coming. I really want Ipswich to stay up. And I feel like they have everything they need to stay up. Jamie Vardy is on his last year of his contract. Next year he will be free. But I don't know if Leicester will stay up. What a gift it will be to him, to the Leicester fans, if Jamie Vardy was able to like just gift Leicester fans another season in the Premier League, then go off into the sunset. But you know, like Saudi can go for Jamie Vardy. He's still a prolific striker, even though his pace has worn off a little. He's still lethal in front of goal. But yeah, Jamie Vardy on his last years of his contract, there were rumors that Man United could go for him in the summer. Typical Man United, you know, when we went for Zlatan, and for the year we went for Cavani, and I loved Cavani, and my cousins could tell you that I really loved Cavani. Cavani signing for Man United, I would argue my cousins down that Cavani is better than Zlatan, honestly speaking. But I think that was because I love Cavani. I think he's a prolific striker. I don't really believe he's better than Zlatan, but then I think he's an amazing striker. He was an amazing striker. The only thing that hindered him were his injuries, and yeah, so Man United bringing in Jamie Vardy, you know, typical United, something that we want to shy off of. I don't want Man United making stopgap decisions. If there's a striker out there, like, I feel like I want to leave the Man United rant to the end of the video because there's a lot I have to unpack in the West Ham Man United game. So I don't want to get sidetracked because there's a formula to the show. Yeah, like Ipswich drawing with Aston Villa. What a drop off for Aston Villa, by the way. They are currently 9th. But then they do well in cup competitions. But then in the league, their form has dropped off. And it could be partly to them selling Duran. And after selling Duran, Ole Watkins getting an injury. Down on their luck, honestly speaking. Chelsea down to 6th from 4th. Man City up to 4th from around 6th. It's like Chelsea and Man City switched places. But then the top 4 race is on to like, I think, because the difference from 4th to 7th is only 3 points. Actually, the difference between 3rd and 7th is only 6 points. So like the top 4 race is on, and it's up to either Bournemouth, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Man City. It's a fight for for top four between those four clubs. I think Aston Villa will just finish. I think Fulham and Aston Villa will finish shy of the top four. Man United at 15th, not in a relegation battle, but bruh, I don't really remember the last time we were at 15 in all my years of watching football. But as I tell my friends out there, for the league, I personally think for the Premier League, I as a Man United fan, I think it's over for us. I think it's over. I will concentrate on the Europa League and the FA Cup, and I keep on banging this drum of Man United winning the Europa League and the FA Cup, because I am not sure, but I have a feeling we will win both those cups. Talking about the KPL, right? FC Leopards, we won 2-1, beat Marashuga 2-1. Wasn't the best of games, but got the result. Sofapaka beat KCB 2-0. So that means KCB dropped to 5th and FC Leopards come to 4th. You know, how many points? 8 points off first. Almost kind of like Arsenal, 2 points off Gor Mahia, who drew with Tusker. Tusker around 39 points. FC, we are 4th with 33 points. I don't know if we can be able to come back. It depends on how much Kenya Police will fall off, and they won their last game. Police beat. Okay. Police. Where is that game? Yeah, police won over the weekend. I just can't really find the result, and I don't really remember it. KCB beat Murang'a Seals. I have a friend who's a Murang'a Seals fan. They're like, I think they'll get relegated there. They're at 14, bruh, and 3 points off 16. Murang'a Seals. I'm planning on making another how to save Kenyan football video real soon, because I think I'm onto something, and I'm not like a genius, but I feel like I am onto something. Now for the Man United rant. Yesterday after watching the game, I had this friend of mine telling me that Amorim needs to change his system to a 4-3-3, right? And Gary Neville has been saying the same thing. Rio Ferdinand has been saying the same thing. Even listening to Homeboys Radio, sometimes they do say the same thing. But then, I really commend Brian Waudo, Homeboys Radio fan zone, because I love the way he backs Amorim. He knows the problems that are in Man United. He knows, even though we differ on some opinions, but listening to Fanzone, which I listen every Saturday from 12, I listen to Fanzone. I'm a huge fan of Fanzone. I remember the times when I would get out of work at 12, walk from town to Buruburu, just listening to Fanzone. Like, I am a huge fan of Fanzone, and I'm hoping they give me an invite soon, because I have a lot of opinions to air out. But I really admire how Brian Waudo has backed Amorim, even though we really disagreed on what he thinks about Ten Hag. I think right now, as Man United fans, it's not about if you're Amorim in or this player out, that player out, this player is shit, this player is good. As a Man United fan base, we need to come together and realize the problem is not our players, it's not our manager. The problem is Ineos and the Glazers. One thing that caught my eye yesterday watching the game is that the away bench at Tottenham is sponsored by Ineos. Ineos paid Tottenham a certain amount that they can get to put their name on that away bench, giving our rivals, okay, Tottenham aren't really our rivals, but giving another team in the Premier League money to rival us, investment, so that they can use it to build their team and rival Man United. Yet you are part owners of Man United. Like, really? Really? And one thing that I keep going back to is I remember the time when the Glazers wanted to sell the club because they were in trouble financially. They couldn't hold the club up anymore, and they were wanted to sell the club. And the last two horses in the race were Ineos and Saudi, right? Ineos wanted a full sale, Saudi wanted a full sale. And at that point, the fan base was split because there's a part of the fan base that didn't really want state ownership, didn't really want what Man City wanted. They wanted something organic. And they wanted Ineos full sale by the club. I was basically for Qatar because bring me the money. Like money, man. Like I think Qatar had the money to renovate Old Trafford, clear the debt, invest into the team. And that is why I wanted Qatar. But then if Ineos bought the club outright from the Glazers, I still would support them because all I want is the Glazers out. I just want those people out because how worse could we be without them? I want them out of this club, and I think it's about time that the protests came back because we were fooled by being told Ineos will run the football side of Man United when we see Avram Glazer and Joel Glazer running it with them. So Ineos are just a front for the Glazers to run whatever they are running in the background. Personally, we are Man United, we are in crisis, we are deep in debt, in danger of violating PSR rules because of the amount of wages we give players and because of the amount of money we pay for players. And Man United are literally in the gutter right now. We need a Hail Mary. But the Glazers are still holding on because our fan base is not united. We are called Man United, but our fan base is split. I wish we had a fan base like Liverpool's. I wish we had a fan base like AC Milan when they decided they are emptying the stadium because they want the owners out. If the Glazers were in charge of Liverpool, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing to Man United right now. They would be gone so long ago. Because the amount, I really commend Liverpool's fan base. Liverpool, Newcastle, what other team? Them two have the most united fan base in the Liverpool, Newcastle, and AC Milan. Those are the three teams with the most united fan base ever. And I said it on my last video, I personally am Ineos out. I want them out of my club. I want an owner who can come in and clear the debt, right? Renovate Old Trafford and get these blood-sucking vampires out of our team because they are sucking the life out of Man United. Man United used to win titles. Man United used to win. Like, Man United was a club where if we finished second, Ferguson would come out and say second is the first loser. That was a failure season. Right now, we celebrate finishing in top 4. How low the standards have dropped. And that is because we tolerate these owners. We need to unite as a fan base and get these owners out. Anyway, about to start my day. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Aiming to get to 100 subscribers, so share it. If you have a friend who's likes football and the punditry and share it to them. Thank you for the 50 subscribers you got me, and like being able to do live content is amazing. I'm like, I just love going live. Yeah, have a blessed day, and I will see you all on the next one.